Take 5 or 75?
Let's go.
Alright. I bought this Bronco when I got to Fort Carson, Colorado, and I had it until when I deployed, and my cousin had a sob story saying, I don't have a car, I need to get my kids to school. So I was like, okay, I'll sell it to you. Sold it to him for $1,000, only bought it for $11, and then I gave back mid-tour, it's all taken apart. So I got mad and I was like, fine, I'll buy it back. But he wanted his full $1,000, and I was like, that's not happening, I'll give you $400. So I bought it back, and pretty much since then, it's been technically an investment, but there's times where something goes wrong to where I refuse to take it somewhere because I'm going to try and do it myself, and I'm putting more money out than I should have taken it somewhere. But that's what I'm going to talk about, is the importance and benefits of conducting your own vehicle maintenance. Most of us, if not all of us, drove here today, and the basics of knowing how your car runs, or what makes it run, is important as you need gas to go somewhere. Everyone knows how to put gas in a car, not everyone knows how to work on the car, or is willing. Like I said, more important than just adding gas is doing the maintenance. So that includes oil changes, spark plug replacements, and overall tune-ups. And I want to explain, also the cooling system. And I also want to share the benefits of conducting your own vehicle maintenance. Taking care of your car is like taking care of yourself. The way I look at it is your body's a machine, it needs certain things to function, and so does your car. All the fluids in your car play a major part in its ability to run well. That's why it's important to flush and replace any fluids and add any that are required. According to AC Delco, they say having an oil and oil filter change at least as often as recommended by the manufacturer, it is likely to generate the single biggest return in your investment. Like I said, if you take care of it, it's going to last longer. You don't have to put money into buying a new car when this one, if you don't take proper care of it, it's going to die. Like you. If you don't take care of yourself, you're going to die. And the oil in the vehicle protects internal parts from premature wear, so any metal-to-metal contact is going to wear way a lot faster than if there's lubricant to make it slide and operate smoothly. And each vehicle has different standards of time. The rule of thumb is 3,000 miles. So after every 3,000, you do an oil change, oil filter, but there's also an article from Edmunds.com. It says the great majority of new vehicles today have recommended oil changes intervals of 3,000. The Mobil Oil spokesman, Kristen A. Hemler, says the company's most advanced synthetic product oil is guaranteed 15,000 miles. So newer vehicles can go a lot farther than my 78 Bronco that probably should go like 2,500 to 3,000, depending how much you drive. I ride my motorcycle, so this doesn't get much mileage, so it could sit a little longer than needed, but it's on, like I said, how well you take care of it and what you put in there. The other important maintenance tasks that should be done are spark plug replacement and the cooling system. These tasks, although aren't as frequently performed, it is very beneficial to know the symptoms involving the spark plugs and cooling system. There are more than one reason why a spark plug should be replaced. The reason is because it's misfiring. A reason is because it's misfiring, which means there's too big of a gap or not enough gap for the arc to generate combustion to cause the gas to turn into fumes, and then that's how the whole engine works. Spark plugs have issues of being burnt, corroded, or cracked. On All About Automotive, they stated, we recommend that spark plugs be replaced and are replaced with the same brand and quality of spark plug to ensure that it's going to work to manufacturer's demands. When we talk about the gap, and besides the spark plugs, the cooling system, that's probably the most simple thing to diagnose. If your car's overheating, something wrong in your cooling system is messed up. There's many parts to it, but there's two major things that could happen. you have a leak in your radiator to where you're losing coolant, and the coolant is what keeps your motor cool and doesn't overheat, and that your coolant is dirty, which causes clogs to where it's not flowing through your engine, and that can cause blown head gaskets or blown heads as a whole. And what causes blown head gaskets and heads is that it's too hot and the metal of your engine can't take it and it'll crack because there's too much compression in there. On carsdirect.com, depending on the type of vehicle you have, the radiator can be very small or very big. It's filled with a combination of water and coolant or antifreeze, it's the same thing. And over time, radiators become dirty, which is the contaminated coolant that I was talking about, causing clogs. And if there's too many impurities, the antifreeze or coolant is ineffective, and although it says it's full or it's in there, it's not working properly because it's clogged or dirty. Sorry. And from Hemling's Auto Repair, Leanne and Mike Relfs, the owners of that company, stated, regular maintenance, including oil changes, tune-ups, and brake inspections, is a wise investment. It is important that your car it is important to you that your car has regular services just like you if you go to the doctors. Cars that are well taken care of are safer and get better gas mileage, are more dependable. Like I said in the beginning, a car is just like your body. It needs proper care to remain running strong. The benefit of conducting your own vehicle maintenance is that you know what's going on, just like you know what's going on in your body. If you eat unhealthy, you're going to get bad results. So when you stick to, now that you know the importance and benefits of conducting your own vehicle maintenance, you can take pride in your investments and ensure that you get your money's worth out of your vehicle. This is an example of the good and bad oil. If you check your dipstick and it looks like that, then you need to make it look like that by replacing your oil. These are the gaps that are between the spark plugs. It shows different conditions of what it could be. And will this play video from this thing?
You have to point it there.
This is a quick little video of me not doing the proper thing to my car. I thought that something else was wrong, and while I was putting it back together, I dropped the bolt in the valve, and it was stuck. I took it to a mechanic, and they said it cost $3,200 to repair it. That's from a Ford Ranger that I bought for $1,500. I'm not going to put more money out than what I spent, and just by diagnosing it and learning about the car, I was able to take it apart and find what happened. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bolt back there that's not supposed to be there. And that was causing my car to not run properly. And me being the stubborn person I was able to go through it myself instead of paying that much money. But at that point, I wouldn't pay the money, I'd just get rid of the car. And this is what it's supposed to look like when it's properly assembled with no bolts inside that aren't supposed to be. Alright. Another benefit of knowing how to conduct your own maintenance is you learn a lot, and just by buying the book specific to your car, you can pretty much take apart and reassemble it. And if this doesn't work, you need a visual, there's always YouTube and other ways to learn how to do that. So now that you know the benefits and importance, some of us should take the time to do it, and it's okay to get your hands dirty because it builds character.
All right, Lewis, what did you think?
I like the opening. I like the opening and how he talked about his own Bronco and how he said that his friend
assembled it, and he's like, you know what, just give me that back. I would have done the same thing. His closing was good too, and saying that, you know, take pride in what you do. Kind of the same thing, which is, it's true, you know. Do yourself, you know, you want to do that. Maybe you could practice a little bit more. You kind of stumbled a little bit in your speech, a little bit more eye contact with that as well too. And one picture with the gaps.
Oh, the spark plug.
Yeah, spark plugs. Maybe you could have like explained a little bit how like some of the pictures, you know, hot and a little bit like the worm and stuff. Because it was like a split second, and then you changed it to the video, which yeah. So maybe you could have done that, and it's pretty much it that I got. But pretty good speech.
I forgot about my slides. So
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's the whole thing. Look,
I think, I was going to say, you have the visuals, you got the slides, they just needed to be inserted in the right place and used as the transitions in your points. So it's one of those things where...
That was my plan.
Yeah, best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, as they say. And because I was sitting there watching, I thought, geez, you ought to have a slide for the oil thing. Geez, you ought to have a slide for the spark plug thing. You know what? And then suddenly it shows up, and I'm going. But it's after you've talked about all of those things. I'm going. You know, it probably just slipped his mind. That's a practice thing. That's one of those things when you know your material well enough and you're used to doing it all the time, or you just feel like, yeah, this is where I'm going. It's a little bit separate sometimes. People, they're so focused on what they've got in their notes and what they're saying that they forget that there's this other part that's going on. And I mean, you kind of came in at the end and got it going, and that helped a little bit, but that's, I think, one of the main weaknesses of this speech. I could hear that you were trying to find research materials to include in the presentation. You did a good job on that, and I thought you explained things pretty well, as much as you can in a short speech. You're not able to show us, for instance, how to find those bolts that we dropped into the engine. You know, yeah, I shouldn't be working on it because it wouldn't be just bolts; it would be everything that would be down in there. I'd be looking. I had a wrench here a minute ago. Where'd it go? You know, I'd be shaking up the gas tank or something and said, "Did it go in there?" You know, so yeah, but I know what you mean there, and I thought you did a good job on that. At the end, I think you get a sense of how different it is to talk to the audience versus how reading is a little bit problematic. Because when you're talking to the audience and you know your subject, it feels very natural and not awkward. And then you start reading again, and it kind of takes the audience away from the presentation. Yeah. So that'll be something that we'll work on more next time. That wasn't a big deal this time. Okay, thank you.